Hi and welcome to a new video here on my channel. This is the third and last part of songs that I listened to in last year. I do not have a script at all. I just have my folder with every song that I listened to in that month. And I'm doing this because I'm going on holidays in a couple days. So I decided let's do it real quick now. That's basically it. So the way I'm gonna do it in this episode is I'm gonna go from worst to best in that certain month. And basically I'm not gonna say a lot about certain songs or certain records. I'm gonna pick some of them out and say a little bit more about them than others. But I'll try to say very little or not as much or nothing at all about a record. One thing that I almost forgot to say, which I did say in the last episode, but I want to clarify this at the beginning, is that songs or records that I didn't rate in last year's list will be featured in this year's list. I will say the album name or the song name in the certain month, but I won't rate it or I won't say much of it at all, basically. Last video ended with August, so we'll start right off with September. And the worst song I have here is from Anita and Becky G with Banana, which I gave a 3 out of 10. It's terrible. Then I have Lizzo, True Thirds and Lil Nas X Panini, which I gave a 6 out of 10. I didn't enjoy both of them, but I didn't give it a chance to grow on me, so that's why basically still 6 out of 10. It was okay. Then we have Stormzy's Sons of Skank, which I gave 7 out of 10, and Denzel Curry's and Slow Tie's Psycho, which I gave an 8.5 out of 10. Really great song. Everything that came before September, that was Radiohead's OK Computer. Like I said, I won't say much of it, besides that Paranoid Android is a fucking amazing song and the only one that stuck to me after the first listen. Then the worst song or record that I have here is actually Antonio Variações Estou Além, which I gave a 7 out of 10. Then we go to Space Oddity and Under Pressure by David Bowie and Under Pressure also by Queen. I gave that an 8 just because it didn't really affect me the same way other songs did at the first listen. They're amazing songs, but they didn't stick to me as much as other did. Like for example, Live on Mars, which I initially gave an 8.5 but then changed it to a 9.5. It's an amazing song. Then at 8.5 I have Lazarus by David Bowie, Bob Dylan with Mr. Tambourine Man, Kanye West and Jay-Z's No Church in the Wild, and Godspeed You Black Emperor with Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven. I gave everything that I just said an 8.5. Yeah, they were all great. And then The Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest, I gave that a 9. And then I gave a 9.5 to, like I said, Life on Mars, Tyler the Creator's Flower Boy, and also Can I Kick It by A Tribe Called Quest. This month there was also a 10 out of 10, which was Tyler the Creator's Boredom. It's just an amazing song. Yeah, it's just an amazing song. We'll then move on to October 2019. So the worst song that I've written here is by La Jungle and it's Hey Ha Hey Ha. I think that was a suggestion by a friend and I didn't really care about it. I gave that a 6. Then I have Have a Nice Life Science Beat, which I gave a 6.5. Then we'll move on to Injury Reserve with Jailbreak the Tesla. I gave that a 7. Yuna Castaway featuring Tyler the Creator and Tame Impala's Borderline. I gave those two songs a 7.5. And I also gave Kanye West's Jesus is King a 7.5. I quite enjoyed that record. It wasn't that terrible as many people said, or at least in my opinion wasn't as terrible. It was quite enjoyable. Some songs like Follow God or the first 3 songs are good in my opinion. Then I gave Mercedes Marxist by Idols an 8 out of 10. And finally, Hobo Johnson's Typical Story and Denzel Curry's Eye Against Eye. I gave those both of them an 8.5. Then everything that came before 2019. So first of all, I have Kanye West's The Life of Pablo. I didn't rate that one, so that's why I'm gonna say it first. But the worst track that I have written here is Damon Albarn's Everyday Robots. It didn't just stick to me. Then I have Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier, which I gave a 6.5. Bob Marley is like, he isn't terrible, but reggae isn't like the music I listen to every day, so it doesn't have a very big effect on me, even though it is not terrible. Bob Marley is an amazing musician. That song just, well, didn't do it for me. Then I gave Rex Orange County's Loving Is Easy a 7 out of 10. That song wasn't as good as, for example, Sunflower that I heard also in the same month. I gave that Sunflower a 9 out of 10. It is a really, really good song. I gave Death Grips I've Seen Footage a 7.5, even though it has grown on me since the first listen. I gave Afro, or AFRO, with Definition of a Rap Flow, and Idols with Mother, and also Idols with their LP Joy as an Act of Resistance, an 8 out of 10. Then I gave an 8.5 to Rage Against the Machine's Testify, Kevin Abstract's Empty, and also the 2011 version of Car Seat Headrest. Then, like I said, Sunflower from Rex Orange County got a 9 out of 10. Same goes for A Tribe Called Quest with We the People, and Kanye West's Yeezus. The only song here to get a 9.5 out of 10 for me this month was Mr. Motherfucking Esquire with the Last Cesar remix, and it's an amazing funny song with features like LP, Despot, Danny Brown. Really amazing and kind of funny also. And then in this one there was another 10 out of 10 with Kendrick Lamar's Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Just an amazing, it is just an amazing, beautiful song. Like, it's kind of sad, but also amazing. 12 minutes of pure amazingness. Is that even a word? I don't know. We'll move on to November 2019. So first of all, Earl Sweatshirt's Feet of Clay. I did listen to that EP in that month, but I didn't rate it, so like I said, here we are. So starting with Stuck in a Dream by Lil Mosey, I gave that a 3 out of 10. Was bad. Same goes for Lil Mosey's Live This Wild. I gave that a 4, so but them didn't really do it for me. This month I gave 1 EP and 2 songs or 2 singles a 6.5. Those being TGBC Boys Hyperreal Rave Lord EP, Mark DeMarco's Nobody, and Danger Mouse with Sparkle House, and then also featuring MF Doom, Ninja Rust. Didn't really do it for me. One of the songs showing on TJ Boys LP, that being 1000 Mal Cooler, or 1000 times cooler, got a 7 out of 10. Same goes for Danny Brown's Best Life and also his LP. They came out the same year. You know what I'm saying. All of those got a 7 out of 10. A 7.5 was then given by me to 3 Tears from Danny Brown featuring RTJ. Since that time it also has grown on me. I also gave Mike Shinoda's Fine, Billie Eilish's Everything I Wanted, Danny Brown's Dirty Laundry, and the LP by Mavie, Let the Sun Talk, a 7 out of 10. I gave Tame Impala's It Might Be Time an 8 out of 10, and same rating goes for Matt Watson's No Not November. It is just a funny song, and yeah, thank you Alex for telling me about it. So from songs or records that came before 2019, there are actually a lot of them that I didn't listen to. Those are John Denver's Take Me Home Country Road, Parquet Chords with Freebird 2, MF Doom with Doomsday, Rammstein with Hallelujah, Death Grips with The Money Store, Bon Iver with Bon Iver, the self-titled, and then Radiohead with In Rainbows. So basically, in this month, the worst song that I listened to was LP, Lost on You, which I gave a 6 out of 10. Then Untitled creators Yonkers and Thundercats Walk On By, gave those two songs a 7. I then gave Death Grips Lock Your Doors a 7.5. NitroPlus Evil, and Kermit the Frog with Rainbow Connection an 8.5. I rated Bonita Applebum by A Tribe Called Quest a 9 out of 10. And I gave the same rating to Jesus Walks by Kanye West, and also two songs that are like the same but sung by different artists. Strange Fruit by Nina Simone and Billie Holiday. Both of them also got a 9, both of them very, very pretty, very, very emotional. With emotional, I mean what they were going through in those times, the meaning of that song in those times, and the context. Then, to end the month, I gave Daughters, You Won't Get What You Want, and 9.5 out of 10. This record is amazing. It's, if I believe I'm correct by saying that's my second noise rock record that I've listened to in my life, and it's amazing. The first one being Siu, Girl with a Basket of Fruit, an album that I did not enjoy at all. And going into this, I was like, I know it has a lot of good ratings, good reactions. Anthony Fantano even giving it a 10 out of 10. But then I remember, Siu got a lot of good reactions, ratings as well. So, and I didn't even enjoy that. But Daughters, You Won't Get What You Want is something different, much darker for me. Everything is like in your face, aggressive type style. Less sex is the only song where there's like a little break from all the noise that you hear, and it's just amazing, to say the least. So, December 2019. The two songs that I didn't rate in that month were Tyler the Creator's Best Interest and Group P. Two songs that were supposed to be on Igor but didn't make the final cut. Now, starting off with the worst thing that I listened to in that month, 100 Gex with 1000 Gex. I hated this. Like, I don't know how I made it through that record. It was terrible. I don't know how many people could even listen to that. It just felt terrible. It was really not great. I didn't enjoy a single second of it. Not at all. I don't like it. And even they put something out like a couple weeks ago or so. I'm not gonna listen to that. Their first record just fucking terrible. Then I have The Baby with Suge, which I gave a 4 out of 10. Also, not really good, not really interesting for me. I have Autobook Beaver with S'il vous plaît, which I gave a 5. Then Blood Incantation, I think that's how it's pronounced. With Hidden History of the Human Race, I gave that a 6. It just, it is like fully metal, just like black metal, I think. Then there were a couple of things which I gave a 6.5. Those being Lil Uzi Vert's Futsal Shuffle. Then The Weeknd with Heartless. Mavy's Bed Rest. I then gave Clipping with The Deep. A 7 out of 10. Same goes for Slow Tie's Northampton Child, Mavy's Willpower and Squash Match, and Billy Woods with Kenny Siegel, Hiding Place. Then I gave Flume's Hi, This Is Flume, MGMT's In the Afternoon, and Glass Animals Tokyo Drifting with Denzel Curry. Gave those three 7.5 out of 10. Foles, The Runner, Waste Blood Every Day, Tame Impala's Posthumanist Forgiveness, Foster the People's Imagination, and Pusha T's Coming Home, Anderson's Pack, King James, and Severin with Ghosting. Got 8 out of 10. Then I gave Freddie Gibbs with Madlib, Flat Tummy Tap, an 8.5. Same goes for Flying Lotus's Black Balloons Reprise with Denzel Curry. And the last two songs that I gave a 9 out of 10 were Waste Blood with Movies and Foles with Like Lightning. Now, stuff that came before 2019. First of all, stuff that I listened to but I didn't rate. Those are Dars, the self-titled, Charles Irwin with a sad song about a girl I no longer know, Michael Kiwanuka, I don't know how to pronounce the second name, sorry, Home Again, Brand New with Limousine, and Tyler the Creator with Wolf. The only rating that is not a 7 or above is Clarence Clarity with Cancer in the Water. I gave that a 5.5. But besides that, I gave Glass Animals, Gooey, King Ghidorah, Phasers, Danny Brown's Grown Up, Frank Ocean Nights, One Republic's What You Wanted, and Kanye West's Coldest Winter a 7 out of 10. I'll Chase Left Hand Free, Current Joys, Become the Warm Jets, and Pile with Dripping received a 7.5 for me. These following songs all got an 8 out of 10. I'll Chase Hunger of Pain and Taro, Modern Baseball, How Do I Tell a Girl I Wanted to Kiss Her, Queens of the Stone Age with Go With Flow, Eminem Cleaning Out a Closet, and Death Grips No Love. Following that, 8.5 were given to All Chase Breeze Blocks, Radiohead's Creep, Queens of the Stone Age, No One Knows, and Brookhampton's Quiver. There were 2 songs that got a 9 out of 10, those being Gorillaz' Do Your Thing, the 13-minute version, and Piles the Jones. And the best rating that I gave that month was a 10 out of 10, and that song being Sufjan Stevens' 4th of July. It's a very emotional song that even made me cry. The only thing that I gotta add is I heard that song for the first time and gave it an 8.5, and then I had to correct it to a 10 out of 10 a couple weeks ago. So it is not on my top 20 favorite songs list. So yeah, that's it. Finally, it's done. I finished everything. I now gotta edit everything.
So that was a fucking lie.
It is a 40-minute recording. Thank God it's not like an hour, because if I just did a script of everything, that would fucking be an hour. So okay, that was it. That was everything that was on the list. Hi again, it's me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you, Alex, especially for editing this video. And just so you know, I'm gonna be on the radio today at 6:30 CET time, so Central European time zone. It'll be an interview about this channel, or more specifically also about this series and about music. So if you want to listen to it, the link is in the description below. And basically that's it. So here's my last video, here's my channel, here's somewhere, and also Alex's channel. Again, thank you, Alex, very much for editing this video. So yeah, that's about it.